All right. As always, I'm Bob of Tales by Bob, and I'm running solo this week. Derek, the ass of the podcast, is out with hemorrhoids, I guess, and Ben, author Ben Meeks.
Shh, quiet.
Oh, what? Sorry. Was I too loud?
Whatever you're doing, do it quieter. This is a library.
But I booked the room to record a podcast with.
You're practically screaming.
I don't think that's the case.
Just go ahead and continue. Then continue.
Oh, okay. Well, as I was saying, author Ben Meeks is, I guess, off at a convention or something. So this week, I just have to.
Shh! Again, you're being too loud. This is a public library, a place of learned knowledge.
Look, I have a. This is going to be a booze-centered episode with lots of drinking on it. Is that going to be a problem here? Do y'all allow booze in the library?
Did you not read the sign? No outside food or beverage.
Well, ironically, despite hosting a book-centered podcast, I can't read, so no, I did not read the sign.
Librarian Jammy, come here.
Yes, corduroys are so itchy.
Come here, Librarian Jammy. This gentleman is trying to do a very loud and raucous podcast.
Oh my God!
In the library.
Did you not read the sign outside?
It says right underneath, no food and drink, no podcasting.
Mike, I kind of look good in tweed.
I mean, you do. That's not a lie. But sir, unfortunately, we're going to have to confiscate all of your podcast equipment. And ask you, thank you, Jamie, Librarian Jamie. And we're going to have to ask you to leave. Otherwise, we'll have to make you leave by force.
But is there like a head librarian I can talk to? Is there any appeal?
He's on vacation, and that makes me and Jamie the head librarians.
I heard about the state of the library system these days, and this kind of tracks.
It's time for you to go now, and you know what? Leave that booze on the table.
Yes, leave the booze because that's confiscated as well. And you're never allowed to come back here. Let me rip up your library card.
Mike, it's scotch. Mike, I love scotch.
Shut up.
Wow.
And make sure when you leave, you do it quietly.
Well, I'm not. Now I'm storming out angrily and loudly. La 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 la.
Jamie, hit the button. Hit the button. Wow. He stood right on the trapdoor.
I thought you'd be able to see the big X on it.
Right, yeah, it's just don't stand here. Old, ancient trapdoor. It used to be the book chute. It worked very well for what we needed it.
It looks
for.
kind of fun.
It did. Oh, do you want to use it?
I'd love to use it.
Wait, no, let's use it at the end.
Okay.
Let's get through his podcast first.
Two best buddies are talking about whatever they want. They're looking for a show to steal and treasure to haunt. Michael and Jeremy, steal your podcast. Michael and Jeremy, steal your podcast. They like to get crazy, talk a lot of trash. Michael and Jeremy, steal your podcast.
Welcome to Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Mike.
All right.
All right.
Here again.
Yeah.
Stealing a podcast.
Books.
Beards.
Boobs.
Booze. Podcast.
Podcast.
With Bob and his friends. It's Bob, Derek, and Ben. And they have beards. I think two of them. I don't know if Ben has a beard. But anyway, it's beards, books, boobs, bobs, boobs, booze.
Bitches.
Bob's Burgers. And bitches. Podcast. Where they sit and they have beards and booze. Jeremy, cheers.
Yeah, that was weird noise.
We have that sweet, sweet nectar of the gods, the booze,
I
to
didn't like
fuel
that.
us with our beards and subsequently books. And today on this episode of Books, Booze, and Beards, Books, Beards, and Booze, we're doing beards, booze, and books that are not as good as the movie adaptation.
Right.
That's the episode today. Is everyone excited? Oh, I bet you are. Nope. Where's the applause button? Everyone's so excited. So long. It's so long when you let it run the whole time. Jeremy, we can't not start off by one of the greatest movie adaptations of a book ever created.
Chronicles of Narnia?
Yep, that's it. The Chronicles of Narnia. A series of books. I believe there was at least 7 of them.
I think so.
I think there's 7 of them.
Who wrote those?
It was
Louis C.K.?
Louis C.K. That's right. Louis C.K. wrote The Chronicles of Narnia. Is it Louis Stevens? Louis
Arl?
C.S. Lewis. R.L. Stein?
R.L. Stein?
R.L. Stein wrote this wonderful book series called Chronicles of Narnia. And these movies, Jeremy, wow, what wild rides. These children going on adventures through a cupboard and meeting Mr. Tumnus, the horrifying monster.
The Tumnus?
Mr. Tumnus?
What was he, a goat person?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a goat. He was I guess he was like a half of a centaur. Goat person. A half centaur goat person. And he would fool these children into becoming kings and queens, causing them to fulfill his destiny, I believe.
His destiny?
That was the books. And then the movies went in a different direction, which everyone's seen these great movies.
Turkish Delight?
More booze. And they didn't make as many movies. I don't think they actually finished the Narnia story in the movie form.
I think it's because they nailed it.
Oh, they got it in one.
They didn't have to do anymore.
How many movies? Was it 3 movies?
Yep.
There was the Chronicles of Narnia. Then there's
Chronicles of Narnia 2.
the Chronicles, and then Prince Caspian.
And then Chris Kattan.
And then the Prince of Persia.
The Prince of Persia, Jake Gyllenhaal, Narnia.
And then I think they ended it there.
I think you're right.
And then there was wasn't there like a cloud boat?
Castle in the Sky.
Is it? I don't know. It's been so long. I don't read. And when I did, it was a very long time ago. I just don't read for fun, which is why I enjoy the movie adaptations. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to consume this wonderful culture.
Castle in the Sky?
Is that what it is?
I don't think there was a castle in it.
I thought there was a flying boat in Narnia. Wasn't that part of Prince Caspian? I remember the old book covers, and I feel like there was a flying boat. I think that was in there. I also don't remember the movies very well. So it's difficult to talk about how the movies are better than the books.
There's an Ice Queen. She's pretty smoking.
Is she hot?
I think she tries to hook up with the little boy.
There was a book series that I did read, which I want them to make a movie adaptation, because it was almost very Narnia-like, but it was this disgruntled businessman who was low on his luck. It's called Magic Kingdom for Sale, and that's the name of this book series. And there was like 7 of those books too. And the whole concept is he finds this ad in the newspaper. It's like, do you want to buy a magical world for sale? It's a whole magical world. So imagine if it was Narnia for sale in a newspaper. And he's like, I got 500 G's. I'm just going to use the last of my money and buy this and see what happens. And then he buys it, and then he goes into the world, and then there's like a giant paladin fighting a monster. And spoiler alert, he's the paladin the whole time.
Ooh.
So it's like a time. I just ruined the whole book series for you, so no need to read it.
Nope, don't need to read that one.
He's the paladin. He's like a black paladin, which was really cool.
What do you
Or he's a
mean?
white paladin? I thought he was black, but he was fighting this monster.
Like his skin tone or
Yeah,
his.
he's African American.
It was good they had a black paladin. It was about time there was some
The
representation.
movie adaptation should be Idris Elba. But no, he's this paladin and he's fighting this monster, but he doesn't know that he's watching himself in the future travel back to the past to fight this monster. And then there's like little critters, little talking guys. I think one of the first things he meets is like a Tumnus type character, except I think it's like I think it was a rabbit.
A hoggle?
A little rabbit guy?
He met a hoggle.
A hoggle?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Labyrinth.
Oh, another movie based on a book, probably.
It is.
Oh, Jeremy, did you read the book?
Nope.
So obviously the movie's better.
Why would you?
There's a movie about it.
It's got David Bowie in it.
When I was reading the Harry Potter books when I was a child, I always pronounced it Hermione because that's how her name was spelled, and I didn't have anybody to tell me that that's how you say Hermione.
I think it's a made-up name.
Probably. Another reason that the movies are better. They say the name right. You don't get messed up.
Or maybe they came up with it. Maybe it was Hermione. And they changed it.
Very well could have, Jeremy. Very well could have. But no, going back to the greatest film adaptation that has ever been done of any book series
Aragorn?
ever written. The dragon.
Aragon?
The dragon?
Yeah, Aragon.
We're very close. But, does that dragon die? Like in the Tale Before Time. What the fuck is the name of that movie? With
All Dogs Go to Heaven?
Yep. No. Another great book series. But you had the flying white dragon, and then the boy, and then the white horse gets drowned in the quicksand, and he's very sad.
The never-ending story.
Never-ending story, which does end, ironically.
There's an ending.
That story does end. See, whenever you have a book called The Never-Ending Story, and then you see it's 300 pages, it's like, well, come on.
There's a never-ending story, too.
Come on. There's 300 pages. I'm going to get there.
Don't you think you should have just let authors continue to make his book forever? Open source?
And then it would be the never-ending
It would
story.
be the never-ending
It'd be
story.
like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is the never-ending story.
Someone
Jenny.
should make a movie about Wikipedia.
Being the never-ending story. Yes.
The ever-changing story.
Algamoth. What is the name of the stupid dragon that dies and everyone's sad about it? Does he die?
No, I don't think he does.
Smog.
He's a dog dragon.
Yeah, dog dragon. Mm-hmm. Yes. What was his name?
Atreyu?
Great. And he played the drums and sang.
I think the kid's name is Atreyu.
Is it?
Yeah. It's who the band named their band after.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day, everybody. Name of dumb dog dragon.
Just go ahead and put that into Bing.
Falcor.
Falcor.
Falcor. Fuck you, Falcor. But Jeremy, the greatest book series ever adapted into a movie franchise.
Percy Jackson.
And the 12 Soldiers.
Yep.
I've never seen Percy Jackson. I've never seen that book, Jeremy.
How about everyone's favorite adaptation, Golden Compass?
The Golden Compass.
Uh-huh.
That was a book.
Was it?
Surely. Surely it was. Jeremy, Lord of the Rings.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Oh, that is a good movie.
It's not.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
They did my boy dirty in that movie.
That guy's got a creepy painting of himself.
Yeah, they fucked my boy Dorian Gray over.
Yeah, that's a great book. The surrounding that guy. He lives forever, but his painting just gets old.
Yeah, wouldn't you just like put it in a safe? Why is it just hanging on a wall?
He put a cover over it. I mean, if you have a painting, Jeremy, you gotta hang it up on the wall.
Why not just put like cardboard in front of it.
in
the frame.
This isn't the age of cardboard, Jamie.
Wood.
It's a wooden crate.
Put wood over the front of it.
Bottom of the ocean.
Nail it to the frame so you can never see it.
Was the painting like? Oh no, because you could destroy the painting and kill him
if he looks at the painting.
If he looks at the painting, but I think if you also destroy the painting, it kills him too.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, not very safe.
You dip it in lead.
Imagine if like your beating heart was just behind a curtain. Right?
Not very smart,
The
Dorian.
only way I can die is if someone were to poke this heart gently with a needle, and then I would die.
At least his painting goes back to normal.
After he looks at it?
After he dies and he ages,
Yeah.
at least there's a beautiful painting of who he was.
Right. What is the best book adaptation of immortality that you know about that you would like to achieve? Like how people gain immortality. Would you go vampire?
No. They're always dirty. They don't drink blood like how I would. They always get it all over their face and shit.
Champagne. Well, I mean, they become ravenous when they go into a blood frenzy.
Have some fucking decorum.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
It's a $6,000 suit you're wearing.
You know, there's a video going around, actually several videos of people who claim to be actual vampires trying to convince other people that they're really vampires.
The mental health problem in this country is out of control.
Yeah. And then like he's like, "Oh, let me show you my fangs." And he like shows his fangs and it's like shitty CGI. He's like, yeah, there it is. It hurts. It hurts a lot when I do that. Ugh. Oh, my teeth. Oh, you can tell that it hurts because of the face I'm making when I'm doing it.
You know how I know it's bullshit? You've never seen a fat vampire before. That's how it's all bullshit. There's no 400-pound vampire.
Well, probably tough to hunt when you're 400 pounds. I mean, I don't think they got to run, right?
Imagine because vampires are supposed to be charming and alluring.
I just need to get Uber Eats. Give me some blood.
Hey, hot stuff. Want to come back to my castle?
Look into my eyes. Well, the same guy, he's like, we excrete a chemical in our palms, and all we do is when we touch you, it just kind of calms you a little bit. Supposedly, I'm not saying I'm a vampire.
Mike, pull these people up. What am I looking up?
Okay. All right, so it's like, they're saying like, show us your fangs. Oh, you see him, Jimmy? Look at him. Oh, it hurts.
Let me explain something about
so
fangs.
Painful.
This is the part of the video where everybody becomes a vampire expert.
Oh no.
But those same people don't believe in vampires. Y'all humans are weird.
Y'all humans are weird.
Fucking guy.
So what is it? Is it delusion?
Well, no, Jeremy, I don't know. It's probably just for the views, for the clicks. Like you said in the past, people just do things to get people to click on it, to watch the video.
Like a fantasy-prone personality?
But I don't know. But you saw like he had a means of making like the fangs come out of his head, probably just bad CGI, and then they click back in.
Yeah, it hurt.
Oh, painful. And then he goes like later in the video, he's like, "Oh, it's almost like forcing out a shit, and then your butthole hurts. It's like that from my mouth."
Preparation H.
He's like, it's like salivating, You salivate when you get hungry or see something. So like when I
pop my fangs out, it's like sitting on a hemorrhoid.
So he's basically saying that they come out naturally, like when he's hungry and he wants blood or something. Something makes his teeth horny for blood. The fangs just kind of come out on their own. So when he forces them, it's very painful.
So these are people who are like role playing and made it a lifestyle choice,
right? For the clicks.
For the clicks.
Yeah, I like how he added the click sound when his teeth went back into his head.
We should come out with a DSM-6.
What's that? What's that, Jamie?
It's the list of mental disorders.
Oh, should add that. Thinks is vampire. But while I was looking for that, Jeremy found some other videos of some crazy people claiming to hang out with vampires, and the vampire people are like, what was it? What was that one guy saying?
They're just sitting in a fully lit room talking about how they have to drink blood because blood is the essence of life. Blood in the body is life. Blood outside the body, not life. So henceforth why they have to drink it.
Right, indeed.
Because we all know drinking blood is the same as having a blood infusion.
Right.
You know, I've been saying that these kidney places have been doing it all wrong. They should just be feeding them blood instead of trying to switch their blood out for clean blood. Just have them drink the clean blood.
But, you know, the book Dracula, Jeremy, spawned many, many, many great movies. And many not so great movies.
Nosferatu?
Yep. They're making a new one.
With William Dafoe.
Yes. Bram Stoker was Irish. Do you know Dracula was written in 1897?
I did.
Wow. Wow. It's an old book.
It's after the Civil War.
Vampires didn't exist before the Civil War, Jeremy, you insane person. I do think it's wild that people are like, oh yeah, we're vampires. We've been around forever, but you just didn't know about it, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I was born in a hospital. I have a birth certificate, but it's all lies. Mike, you know what my favorite book to movie adaptation was?
What is it, Jeremy?
Ella Enchanted.
Ella Enchanted? I don't even know what that is.
It's just a great movie.
Based on a book.
Based on a book. It's got musical elements to it.
Just like the book.
Yeah, they made it like kind of like slapstick comedy.
Oh.
You know, really spiced it up.
Wow. I do want to get to Lord of the Rings, though.
We can't get to Lord of the Rings if we don't talk about your favorite book. It's Cat in the Hat.
It's a great movie based on a book. Oh, Mike Myers. Is that adorable Cat in the Hat?
Probably the best movie adaptation.
Of anything ever been done was Cat in the Hat.
It goes Cat in the Hat, The Hobbit, and Stephen King's movie version of The Shining. Not Stanley Kubrick's.
Right.
Stephen King's movie version.
I didn't know that there was two Shinings. Is there?
Yes.
Wait, The Shining was the book. Stephen King's Shining is the book. And then Stanley Kubrick made the movie, right?
There's two movies.
There is two movies.
Yeah, there's The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, which is based off of the book.
Right.
And then Stephen King had a miniseries based off of his book called The Shining.
Much like It. Another classic book that they strategically leave a very specific scene out of every adaptation ever created by this book.
Whatever do you mean, Mike?
There's definitely a scene in It where they're lost in the sewers, and then the
It's
girls
where they all hold hands and then they defeat him by holding hands, right?
Nope, they all
Like in the movie?
They all bang the girl. All the children bang the other child girl. It's a horrible orgy scene, and it's not great. And it's only in the book because no one wants to touch that shit. In fact, Jeremy, Stephen King did put out a press release about that in 2013 in regards to how much people hate the fact that he wrote about this in the beginning, which everyone's fine with the child murder, but the children having sex with each other was horrifying. I also believe it's horrifying, but Stephen King says, I wasn't really thinking of the sexual aspect of it. The book how does he talk? I wasn't really thinking of the sexual aspect of it. The book dealt with childhood and adulthood, 1958, and grown-ups. The grown-ups don't remember their childhood. None of us remember what we did as children. We think we do, but we don't remember it as actually happened. Intuitively, the losers knew they had to be together again. The sexual act connected childhood and adulthood. It's another version of the glass tunnel that connects the children's library and the adult library. Times have changed since I wrote that scene, and there's now more sensitivity to those issues.
People didn't like that he locked himself in a room in a cabin and he turned all the lights off and dreamed about a child sex orgy.
It's got to go in. It's got to go in. I mean, it can't. It ties everything together. It's the most important thing for the book. You know, the children becoming adults and going into it ties the children's section to the XXX section in the library. The two must be connected.
Everybody knows the only way to defeat true evil is with a child sex orgy.
Right?
Gangbang. It's not even an orgy, it was a gangbang.
It was because there was only one girl.
Right. So I don't believe anything this man says.
It's just hard to take him seriously at this point.
Yeah, maybe if all of them were banging each other, but that's not what happened. They all took turns.
They did.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep, all took turns.
Did they at least hold hands like in the movie?
There could have been some hand holding. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to move on. I cry every time Boromir gets hit with those arrows in Lord of the Rings. When he's trying to save those little hobbits.
And then when he's dying, and Aragorn's holding his hand,
Yes.
and he calls him brother.
It makes me cry every time.
He says, "Our people."
And he's just fighting, and then he just swings his sword. And that stupid Uruk-hai just bringing the bow back. And then they get away, and then the hobbits are looking at him, and they're like, "Oh, Boromir!" And he's like, "Go, little hobbits!"
They got the little ones.
And then of course everyone knows that in that scene where Aragorn kicks his helmet, I want to keep wanting to say Ewan McGregor. What's his name?
Who, the actor?
The actor, yeah. Mortensen.
Yes, Viggo.
Viggo Mortensen breaks his toe. He broke his toe right there. It's happened. Just like the books.
How about the scene where the Uruk-hai throws his knife at Aragorn?
And then he hits it with the
hits
knife.
It with the sword. And
it was a real knife.
Yeah.
Pretty.
dope.
You can't do that in a book, Jeremy.
Yeah.
You can't fucking throw a knife at Viggo Mortensen and have him smack it out of the air with a real sword in a book, Jeremy.
You know, he was taught how to do sword choreography in movies by another guy who was famous for being in movie adaptations of books, Errol Flynn.
Oh.
Yes, he was a pirate. He was Peter Pan,
Yes.
I think. Was he Peter Pan?
Well, that was Robin Williams, Jeremy.
No, he played was he Peter? They called him Peter. Was he Pete? What was he going by before he accepted he was Peter Pan?
Pete.
I'm just old good old Pete. No magic here.
Petey Pete.
Petey Pablo?
Petey Pablo Pete.
Books are boring.
There's no movie, there's no scores. Imagine Star Wars with no sounds.
Or visuals.
The space rocket flew into the largest space rocket.
You see, it's a vacuum. Space.
It's silent. The silent explosion didn't really shake anything.
Were there any book series that you were just so into you had to have the next one and had to... Not once was there a book series?
I guess the Magic Kingdom for sale. That was the only one that I was like, I need the next one. And then I never did that with any other book series in my entire life. No, I did do that with Harry Potter.
You did?
I did do that with Harry Potter. I couldn't get enough of that Hermione.
What'd you think about the third one?
The third one?
Uh-huh.
That was the Goblet of...
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban, yeah. That was pretty spooky.
Yeah?
Yeah, they got the spooky death guys that suck your soul out of your face.
The Dementors.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sirius Black.
Yep. He was cool.
Until he wasn't alive anymore.
Yep. I didn't cry during that one.
No? Not when you read it?
Not when I read it. Also, not when he fell into that mirror. When he spookily fell into the mirror. Burst in silent sound.
I remember my IQ. My sister loved those books, and one day she came out of her room. She was just bawling her eyes out. I was like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Sirius Black.
Snape is dead. He was a good guy.
Sirius Black is dead." And I was like, "Who's that?" She's like, "He's in the Harry Potter." I was like, "Nerd." And then I saw the movies, and I got emotional when I saw it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get you closer to that mic.
No.
Thank you. Please.
Hey everybody, Future Michael here. I just wanted to pop in and tell you that our Band of the Week
who plays at the end of this episode is Sydney Sletton with their song, Yeah, 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 It's Beer Time. Check it out. Good stuff. And we're brought to you by Dungeon Studios, makers of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons modules. You can go to their website, dungeonstudios.co, to download a module, check out their merch, and check out their other their podcasts, like The Game, Nerd News, and Fables from the Forgotten, an audio drama. Very interesting audio drama with lots of great writing and sound effects and actors and stuff. So please, if you haven't, check that out too. Our theme song is by the illustrious and talented William Lanham. You can find him, William Lanham Music, on YouTube. That's Lanham. All right, I love you. Bye-bye.
I read the Sword of Truth series.
Yes, you love those. And then that was one that got fucked on movie adaptations.
Yeah, they made a TV show.
Yeah, with with the Phantom.
Yeah.
Billy Zane.
Yep.
Because they didn't want to lose the rights, so they had to do something with it. Oh, and then they came out with the new one, Jeremy.
What?
We're talking about Wheel of Time?
No, I don't know. I never read Wheel of Time.
Oh, I think Billy Zane was in the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, he was in the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about Wheel of Time.
No,
and then they fucked it again with the miniseries.
Sword of Truth.
Yeah, tell us more about that, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's basically Harry Potter.
Okay.
Basically.
You're a wizard, Gregory.
Except with like torture and like rape and stuff.
Oh, okay. So, Lord of the Rings, or not Lord of the Rings. A lot of rape in Lord of the Rings. No, it's like Game of Thrones meets Harry Potter.
Yeah, sort of. It was good. Nice, good long books. There's magic and sword fighting. And
Do we have a movie adaptation of this?
it was a TV show.
Did we get a TV show?
I think it had one season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Is that fairly recently?
No,
Oh.
maybe like 10 years ago.
Well, here's to hoping. You know, they keep recreating Spider-Man, so
They should just stop. They should stop all superhero movies.
I'm done with them.
Just knock it off.
Ever since the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I was like, that was it. That was the peak. I'm done. I don't care anymore.
I was out way before that.
Oh, this is a good movie.
No,
Are comic books technically? I mean, they're books technically.
they are technically
So
books.
all of these Marvel adapted, they're all based on books. Little plastic books.
Yep.
Thin plastic comic books.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, Venom, actually.
What is it?
Venom was cool.
What is it about?
What
Venom.
What is Venom about?
No, what is it about?
Well, you see this man. He,
What is-
he
what is
pumped
it
a lot of weights, and he also was a photographer like Peter Parker. He was like he was a rival of Peter Parker at the Daily Bugle. And
Brock.
Brock Lesnar, Eddie Brock, and so Eddie Brock is like he was like the super buff guy, and oh my god, the first time they showed the fucking what's his name from that '70s show, I was like, oh my god, you picked the worst guy, the worst fucking guy,
Eric
for
Foreman?
Eddie, Eric from that '70s show. He was the worst. He was the worst guy you could have picked. And then they had this skinny, spindly Venom as a result. And I was like, that sucks.
Who was the bully? Who is his bully? Spider-Man's bully? Flash.
Flash Gordon.
No, Flash Thompson. What was that guy's name? This guy always bullied Peter Parker.
It could be Flash Thompson. I don't remember.
I thought he became Venom.
There's a couple of versions. There's an Eddie Brock Venom, and then there's another Venom. There's a couple of variations of like the story of Venom.
Because I didn't like what they did with the Tom Holland. His bully was like a small Indian boy who was like popular. Instead of like being this big muscle jock dude, he was just this skinny, wafy,
Yeah.
like, oh, you're a nerd, Peter. It's just a nerd calling another nerd a
Right.
nerd. What the fuck is going on? I'm also tired of all of the superheroes turning into wafy little boys.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
And I hated how they chose Woody Harrelson to play
Carnage?
Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
And I was like screaming at the moment that they announced a Carnage movie. I was like, they got to pick the guy. They got to pick that guy from Watchmen. The guy that plays Rorschach in Watchmen. I was like, that's Cletus fucking Cassidy.
Too small.
Huh?
Too small.
No, it would have been perfect.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying from their point of view, they probably were like, yeah, he doesn't look as intimidating.
Are you serious?
I think he was.
He was perfect. He would have been the perfect Cletus Cassidy. Instead of we got this fucking gape-toothed Woody Harrelson. I'm a murderer.
I'm a psychopath.
Look how spooky my eyes get when I talk. It's stupid.
Yeah. They also have to shove the most famous people they can into every fucking role now.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I really, in all honesty, for the video game movie adaptation of The Last of Us, and they picked the fucking Mandalorian for Joel, I was like, God, that was also... Like, he's a great actor. He does a good job.
Is he?
I wouldn't have picked him.
Is he a great actor?
I would pick Josh Brolin.
Is he a great actor, Pedro Pascal?
He is a good actor.
Is he?
I think so.
His best role. What's his best role? I'll tell you what his most famous role is. What people liked him the most in. The Mandalorian.
Right.
Who could have been played by anybody.
Yeah. Right. He's got a mask on.
Yep. I can't think of one thing he was in where I'm like, wow, what a fantastic actor Pedro Pascal.
He was in that movie with what's his face?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. In the meme.
That was
when
just
he's-
for fun.
When
That
he's
was
smiling in a car.
That is a fun movie. The acting in it is terrible. Movie's fun.
Also, was Lord of War, that's not
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Oh, Jammy. Not Night at the Museum.
Ben Stiller. Great. Good stuff.
Yeah, Lord of War was a book. But it's what is it called? The movie with Tom Hanks. Treasure, National Treasure. That was a book.
Is Tom Hanks in National Treasure?
Yes.
That's Nicolas Cage.
Nope.
Yep.
Wait, what was no the Da Vinci
Da
Code?
Vinci Code.
The Da
I was
Vinci
like,
Code.
what the fuck are you talking
Very National Treasure. I'm on Nicolas Cage time. No, it's Tom Hanks was in the Da Vinci Code,
Yes.
which is like a National Treasure was like sort of like the Da Vinci Code except with the founding fathers.
Yeah, sort of. Can you imagine your whole job is I'm really good at symbols. It's my whole profession.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the Mummy. That's all the Mummy is. People who are good with symbols.
That's pretty well.
Great movie.
A great book.
Great book. Even better book, some would say.
Who do you think has been the actor?
A Knocks in the Moon. Huh.
A Knocks in the Moon. You are one of the slave people. When he's pulling out all the different, he's praying in different languages, and he pulls out the Star of David. It's the language of the slaves. Who do you think? Which actor do you think has been in the most movie adaptations of books?
Do you have an answer?
I have an answer.
Okay.
I only have 4 examples though.
I think Dennis Hopper.
Nope. This one's pretty. I would actually when it pulled up, I wasn't surprised.
Robert Downey Jr.
No,
Tom Hanks.
he's been knighted.
Tom Hanks.
He's been knighted.
Who has?
The actor that I'm talking about, he's been knighted.
Oh, Sir Patrick Stewart.
No,
Sir,
close.
Sir Ian McKellen.
Close.
Sir.
We're in the same hemisphere.
Is he British?
I mean, I don't know too many non-Brits who have been knighted.
Is he Welsh or Scottish?
He's English.
He's English. Sir
Proper.
Patrick, Sir Ian McKellen.
Close.
Sir Christopher.
Ian McKellen's as close as you're gonna get. To
Is it?
to
Is he in Lord of the Rings?
to
Is he in Lord of the Rings?
Sir-
Yes. Was he in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Is he Saruman?
Yes.
Chris Kattan.
Chris Kattan. It's Chris Kattan. It's Chris Kattan is the answer.
Saruman. Chris Kattan.
You know, famed ladies man, Chris Kattan. It was Sir Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Thank you. The late great Christopher Lee.
Not only did he have a metal band, you've heard his metal music.
I've not.
Really?
I've not heard his
Pull it up.
metal music based on a book.
Christopher Lee has a metal album. He's a singer.
Well, he had.
He had when he was alive. Well, music never dies.
You know, it's funny because he went to the fat guy who did the Lord of the Rings movies, and he said, "No, this is what it sounds like when someone gets stabbed in the back."
Well, he would know.
Yeah, because he's done it.
Yeah. Check this out. All right. You ready for this?
Is it Chris Kattan footage?
It's Christopher. This one's about Christopher Lee.
What is Chris Kattan up to? What has he been doing? Christopher Lee.
Is there a music video or is it just the still?
It's just the still. Ooh.
He's got a heavy metal Christmas song.
Oh, he does? Oh, Christopher Lee has a heavy metal Christmas song? Hey, we didn't cover this on Heavy Metal 101, Jimmy, but we're doing it now.
We're doing it now.
We're doing it now. Oh. Listen to that, Jimmy. I want to hear him sing. Sing, damn it.
For sick lyrics.
Yep.
Help, I'm dying. Everything hurts.
What the fuck?
The signs were there. Wherever I
Hung
looked,
by the chimney with care.
obscured by my zeal, by my beliefs. Each and every one.
So he didn't
was
do
a
this when he was
marker of
younger.
my
He did
No,
this like
this is an old
as
man.
the chosen one, as defender of faith,
Santa
and
Claus.
as leader of men.
Oh. Let's fast forward. There we go. Back to some music. Let's get some Christopher Lee vocals in here. Is this power metal?
Sounds like it.
The gayest of metal.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like Wild Stallion.
It does. It's a Bill and Ted with Christopher Lee. Rufus! Oh, come on. No wonder Christopher Lee did a metal album. He just talks.
Do the heavy metal Christmas song.
Okay. Christopher Lee, Metal Christmas. Okay.
It's Silent Night and Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Rum-bum-bum, rum-bum-bum-bum, rum-bum-bum-bum. Okay, so Jeremy, can I explain to you what happened, Jeremy?
What?
Christopher Lee didn't know he was in a metal band. There was at no point while he was recording any of these vocals for anything expecting it to be associated with metal music. I think he signed a piece of paper. They went into a recording booth and they say, "We're going to have you sing Little Drummer Boy." Ah, ba-rum, bum, bum, bum. Yep, perfect. Perfect, Chris. We got it. Sir Chris, thank you.
Chrissy baby. Chrissy baby. Be in a metal band. It'll be good for your career.
Now take a picture with this guitar.
Hold this sword up as convincing as possible.
Right, we're going to put you in this throne for our Christmas album. Oh my God, dude.
But I think what you were trying to get at before is the best movie adaptation of all time of a book series is Lord of the Rings.
100%.
God, I love those movies.
I haven't seen them in a few years. I think I might sit down and watch them with Delaney one day.
Extended version.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so much better.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could read the book if you want.
I've thought about it. I've thought about reading the book and then just imagining all the characters from the movies, right? I don't have to picture anybody anymore. Like I think that's what we all need to take away. Read your books, right? But watch the movie adaptation first. And then read the book.
So you have a good image in your head.
So you can see little Frodo Baggins, little Elijah Wood.
Craig.
I was like, my brain kept wanting to say Craig. Elijah Wood. Little Elijah Wood. He's Spyro the Dragon. Did you know that, Jeremy?
Is he?
Elijah Wood.
When he was a kid?
Spyro the Dragon.
He was the voice actor for Spyro the Dragon?
Spyro the Dragon.
How old was he?
I don't know. Maybe in the new one.
Okay.
Maybe in the new one. For Spyro the Dragon franchise, he provided the voice of Spyro the Dragon and Dark Spyro in The Legend of Spyro. So that one. For The Legend of Spyro. And of course, Jeremy, he was little Frodo Baggins. The little boy hobbit who was 11-3 or whatever.
You know who what movie I'd like to see him in? Is the movie adaptation of Mein Kampf.
I feel like Mein Kampf is like the whole book is the gangbang scene in it. But that's the whole book.
Well, beside it being
No one wants to touch it, Jeremy.
beside it being a manifesto from a genocidal dictator, the writing is often described as disorganized, repetitive, and dull. So, really got to spruce it up with a movie.
It was just a rough read.
Guy keeps saying the same thing over and over again.
3 out of 10.
Kill the Jews this, kill the Jews that.
It just keeps going on and on.
Fuck.
Yeah, we got it.
There's no Catcher in the Rye.
Never read that book.
No?
No.
How about Great Expectations?
No.
I went through Melville's books when I was a kid.
I was forced to read The Great Gatsby.
The movie's better.
I never watched the movie. That is a rare situation where I've read the book and I haven't seen the movie.
Well, there's 2 movies now.
Right. There's Leonardo DiCaprio.
And Robert Redford.
Robin Williams. Hey. I got all this money.
Don't get in the car.
Wasn't he not rich?
He drives drunk.
Isn't that how it goes? He's not rich. I don't remember what happens. He's not rich, right? He's a liar.
No, it's because the big love square that's going on. They're going to Gatsby's parties because he is rich and he throws great parties. But there's this, this person loves this person, but they really love the other person, and then there's the drunk driving incident.
I remember there's a blue light off at the other end. There's like a blue light at the other end of a pond. I remember that image in my mind when I was reading the book.
Yeah, it's like they can see his place from across the pond.
Right.
Yeah, and he throws all the best parties. So the guy brings his chick over there, and she's like, I want to fuck Gatsby. And he's like, well, then I'll fuck the girl who wants the other girl fucking Gatsby. And it just becomes this big, chaotic love square.
That sucks.
It's a love cube.
A love cube.
Coming to step into my love cube. Yeah, there's death, no repercussions. It's just about rich people.
Ah. Boring.
Just not nearly as good as Beauty and the Beast.
Ninja Turtles.
Just I have a list of random books. I'm just not quite as good as Notes on a Scandal.
When I was reading The Terminator, before the movie came out, I was very upset that they left out my favorite part, Jeremy, from the book series.
What's that?
Oh, the robot sex scene
For what?
in Terminator from the book.
There's no book.
No,
The
there
book
is.
came out after.
Nope.
Yes.
Yep, the book came out well before that, and there's a whole scene about a robot.
I don't think so.
Robot sex. Yep, it was horrifying. A lot of people died in that scene.
Was he having sex with other robots?
By the end of it, Jeremy, you just couldn't tell. What else?
About Nanny McPhee.
Nanny McPhee.
Your favorite book series? 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, yeah. Did I feel like for something like that, for like 50 Shades of Grey, they had to, and I haven't seen the movies, they had to have spruced it down a bit.
I never read the books. I don't know how spicy it got.
But I heard it was pretty spicy.
Couldn't have been that spicy. All the teenage girls were reading it.
Right, because of how spicy it was.
Yeah, to teenage girls.
Right. And Jeff.
I bet the sex he had in that book's not nearly as depraved as some of the sex that I've had. A lot of women out there like being choked and hit while they get fucked.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Pretty much all of them do.
There's a part of them, I guess, that they want to go back to that primal, right?
I don't know. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Ask G's.
Why do women enjoy being hit and choked during coitus?
Is it just pumping you out an essay?
Heightened sensory experiences.
Oh.
The psychological thrill.
Oh, my.
The trust and intimacy. Exploration of power dynamics. Biological responses. Let's get into that one.
Oh.
Activities like choking can reduce oxygen flow momentarily, heightening sensations and arousal for some. This is known as erotic asphyxiation.
All right, so we bring it back to what Robin Williams.
However, it is crucial to practice it with extreme caution and clear consent.
We've learned a lot here today, Jamie. A lot about books. Read more. Read more. Maybe we all should read more books. What are you typing now?
Do women fantasize about being raped like Bernie Sanders said? ChatGPT's great.
What does it say?
That he wrote it. That he absolutely did say that. He wrote a short essay that briefly referenced women fantasizing rape.
But is it true though? What are you typing?
Is it true though?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Research has shown that some people, including women, may have fantasies involving scenarios where they're essayed.
Where they're essayed. Mm-hmm. Is that our new word?
I don't know. I'm trying out different ones.
I like that. That's funny.
Is being essayed when an illegal migrant comes from the South and rapes somebody? Essayed.
I don't think Bernie Sanders wrote about that fantasy, Jeremy.
Has Bernie Sanders...
No. We have been Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Thank you so much for making it this far.
We do a movie adaptation of Bernie Sanders short.
Yep, we could. We could make a YouTube short about Bernie Sanders' essay. We have Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. We steal a new podcast every Monday, so please subscribe and enjoy the podcasts that we steal. Sorry, Bob.
We're not much of readers, Bob.
But it's okay. Nothing's going to stop me from stealing a podcast. You can find us everywhere. Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Join the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a website. It's www.majizzypod.com. And if you go there, you'll find our email address, which is UHJYEAH at majizzypod.com. Send us a podcast that you want us to steal. If you have a podcast you want us to steal, let's set it up. Let's make it happen. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if we have a band of the week. We're running out of them.
Send us your music.
Send us your music to that same email. We'll promote your show. We'll promote your band. And we have a playlist of the bands that we have featured on the show. It's Majizzy space playlist. MJSY space playlist.
On Spotify.
On Spotify. And you can find additional episodes like interviews with Bob, like we did on our Patreon page, interviews with the hosts of the shows that we steal, patreon.com/MajizzyPod. And all of those episodes can also be found on our secondary channel on Spotify called Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast Supreme. We have a phone number. It's 903-287-0660. Call, leave a voicemail, send us a text message. Harass us, troll us. I don't care. We'll play it on the show. It's funny. It's a fun joke.
Bob has a nonprofit called the Hilltop Howlers, where their mission is to promote art, music, and small businesses in Montgomery, Alabama.
So if you don't want to support us, support that.
Go check that out. They just got to open it up for buskers license so people could go dance and juggle and read their short stories about rape fantasies out loud.
Hopefully not juggling.
I think they juggle.
That's too close to a mime.
Is a mime a busker?
Oh, well then we've made a horrible mistake.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Make it easier to hunt mimes.
That is what the Hilltop Howlers is all about.
That's right. Hunting mimes to extinction. Anything else, Jeremy?
Write a book about that, Hitler.
All right, Jeremy, I love you.
I love you too, buddy. Peace.
Bye.
When you come home, you're howling time. There's only one thing that you desire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fear time. When you have one of those freaking days, there's only one thing left to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fear time. Pour me a cold one, don't waste no time. It's
podcast episode, Jeremy. Lively and rich, compelling, some would say.
Who knew that the Chronicles of Narnia movies were better than the books?
Everyone did, Jeremy. Everyone did. I don't think they finished the story, though, with the movies.
They didn't have to because the movies were so perfect.
Okay. I guess it's our opportunity to use the flute shoot.
I've been waiting for this all day.
The flute shoot, and then I guess we got to get Bob out of there.
Yeah, I guess we should probably
Give him
check
his
for the
podcast.
after you, Mike.
Oh,
All right, 1, 2, 3, go!
Oh, it's so wet and moist. Bob!
Bobby!
Over here. Over here.
Are you okay? It's only been an hour.
Yeah, but you don't know who's down here, do you?
No, of course not.
I hear the grumblings in the walls.
Well, who's down here with us, Bob?
It's I don't know, over there near like the biggest patch of black mold if you look.
Oh my God, Jeremy, no, it can't be.
Mike, shine your light on him. Flashlight click.
Flashlight click. Oh my God, Jeremy, it's J.K. Rowling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh. Is there a way out of here? Did you find an escape way, Bob? Did you know how to get out of here?
Why would I still be here if I had?
Podcast grappling hook, Jeremy. Oh. Okay. All right, now hold this, Bob. Hold this. Press the button and it'll shoot you up the chute.
Okay. Click.
All right, there goes Bob. All right, just throw us down the grappling hook, Bob.
No.
Did he say no?
He said no. It's just breathing down my neck.
Dang it! I thought by sending him first it was like a show of good faith. We did steal his podcast and trap him with J.K. Rowling. Jeremy, she's writing on a napkin. Oh no!
No, she's writing our story, Mike.
Jeremy, no!
Wait, that's our story.
Jeremy, I'm disappearing.
Hey, JK. Nice tits.
Oh, also,
Wait, can we do
we pronounce your last name Magoo?
Yeah.
It's Mr. Magoo, Jeremy.
You were right. I thought it was Miguel.
It's Magoo.
You're literally the only person that's asked me how to say my last name and got it right in probably the past 5 years.
Mr. Magoo?
Yeah.
I was very excited.
Yeah.
Jeremy's like, it's Goff, like Van Gogh.
It's McGuff.
And that's what most people think. And to be honest, I have an uncle that just gave up. That's what he goes with. But no, and unfortunately, the older I get, the less people get the Mr. Magoo reference. So I'm like, oh, it's like Magoo, like Mr. Magoo. And now more often than not, I get blank stares of like, what are you even talking about?
Leslie Nielsen's greatest role.
Blank
There you
stairs.
go.
Also, the famous quality of Mr. Magoo.
The Mr. Magoo cartoons were way better than the books. All right, let's do this.
All right.